Good afternoon. Welcome to Options Standard. We're taking a look at Nividia, NVDA. It is July 15th, 2024. We are short Nividia into major resistance. We'll be shorting Nividia probably, most likely. I'll keep updating you, but each bounce that happens, and we're at one of those bounces now, and that's what I'm going to show you on multiple time frames. So on the monthly time frame, way back when, 2016, 15, had a major breakout here. We notice this market structure. The market structure before, I don't think this is the highest that Nividia is going to get. I do think over time, maybe we get back, we retrace some of this move here. That could be to the 30, 40, 50 area, possible. But I do think these will play out later on and the video will go higher. In the meantime, I do think this is going to pull back and break this bearish rising wedge. We're at wedge resistance right now, the monthly time frame. If you look at this structure here, I do think it's complete from this low. We have a 1-2, 1-2 setup there. And this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly done. So a nice wave 3, and then a wave 4, and a wave 5 to complete this structure here. Okay, so I do believe this entire move from this low perhaps is over, and then we'll work out this structure as well. So it's still bullish in the long run, in months to years. But I do think this wedge breaks and we retest some retracements. Perhaps this last move here will play out as a retracement off of this. So maybe a 50% retracement, which might bring us into that low here. If we bring our measuring tool in the long run, just bring it out to here. And 50% is much higher because of the log scaling. So we're looking at around possibly that's 75. Go deeper to 62% retracement, and that's around 60 area. And then even a larger move if this is very volatile and we see some real sharp price action to the downside, the 786, which is a major point here. That's why I put this. These levels on a monthly time frame are super important. There's another one down here as well, but I doubt price is going to get down to that point. This would look like a really, really great buying position if price decided to make it from there. But I would argue that the 50-60 is more likely. All right, we do have some divergences on the monthly time frame. We're looking at just a little bit negative divergence here, but not in this territory. So on the monthly, we could get our pull back to the 50 and then go higher from there and make a lower high. That's possible. We're getting divergence in the slow stoke. We might have one right there. It looks like at least an even spot there, but clearly the MACD is skyrocketing, so that could just go back to test and then make a lower high months to years out here. It's a very long time frame. On the weekly time frame, I haven't updated this chart in a while, so a lot of these support resistance things they might be off. So our first low here would be around 115. I do think we get there. Actually, I think the wedge should break and then we make a higher low somewhere. At level to level. But after the 8 EMA and the 20 break on the weekly, then you're talking a recessional type move We're getting a lower high. So far, we had a reversal candle off of this trend line from the wedge, and then a back test into retracements, and I'll show you those retracements in just a bit. And a lower high with a rejecting candle, reversal candle. We're looking for follow through. So the candle low is 127.04. We're a dollar off of there. We break that low, and then we may start seeing some acceleration of price action, either in an ABC or a first impulse. So this might be an A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into some support areas, possibly down to the 50-week moving average. And that would take us to about that 70, 75 area. And we had the lower highs in the RSI, again, not on the MACD, so we could see new highs later on if price wants to hold this wedge and wants to get a new high. That's still possible and create a divergence. But right now we're looking to short. We're looking for this to play out with the market. At minimum, a correction. So that's whether you're a bull or a bear, you want to see a correction, possibly into the 20. And if this holds, if the 20-week is right along with this trend line, and that holds for one more high and creates divergences, that will be another trade setup, a short setup for us as well. So going into the daily, as long as the market is turning over and bearish, I do believe that Nividia is going to be the culprit of that. I think Tesla is going to pull back. I think Nividia, I think Apple at this point is extended and at least needs a rest. So if the trend line's drawn like this, just to trade this, into the 100 area, that's a massive move. So that's more of a channel type play here. If we hold the channel, we're looking at a great short play, and we have solid support resistance here if we want to look at it this way. And so that 100 is not only going to be a psychological zone, but it's also going to play great support here as well on the daily time frame. If price action wants to break the wedge that's rising here, and we're at that point right now, break down, and we could see the 100 area within time. I would say weeks to months at this point, talking about the daily time frame. Again, we look at the indicators, and we had our high here. So, if price wants to hold for some reason and the market needs to go even higher, then we could possibly form our lower high. We had that on the RSI, and it's playing out. This could go much lower if it breaks down from this 8 EMA and the slow Stokes -2. But we're right at, it looks like a bear flag. We're right at the 20 and the 8 moving average, so pretty much sideways. So you can kind of draw this out as some triangle action going on here. If this wants to break down, maybe it's a descending triangle. Still could test up a little bit higher, but breaks down from the 8 and the 20, and we're talking probably the 50 after that. So what you can see on the daily time frame, good support would be around the 115 that we mentioned earlier in the higher time frames. So that would coincide with the 50 by the time it got down there. This does look like an initial move and a corrective move into another impulse and a bear flag right here. All right, so looking on the 65, we have a little bit of Elliott wave action going on here. During this correction, we had a move here. So I measured it from the top here to the bottom, and then we had our retracements it surpassed all of our targets retracements and went all the way up to the 262% retracement at 132. That's where price had trouble. That's where the corrective move that just happened, that's where it retested at the 130, we'll call it 133. Retested and is failing again from there. So that's a major point to get over. Getting over the 133 would be very bullish at this point. And price is now starting to move down a little bit. Again, that's the 8 and the 20 EMA and the daily. So it's not going to be easy unless the market starts turning as well. But you have a nice ABC here going into, so from this impulse move, we had a corrective ABC into this red 786 retracement, which is very typical for very volatile products to retrace to. Nividia did it. Tesla did it, excuse me. And now Nividia did it. And we're looking for, now this next move down here, Nividia only retraced 50% of this move, getting in a lower time frame. So it's still possible that whenever a 50% retracement happens, I'm skeptical. So we still could have an A that could be finished. And if we break a new low, then I think price is going to fall from there and certainly test the lows down here. But it makes me skeptical when you only get to the 50%. And now this could be an A, B, and still see a larger move back to the 62 or the 786 again. And that would be the top of the triangle. So this still could have some strength. It would show real weakness if you had this initial move, a retracement to the 786, and then this impulse move, and a failure at the 50% would be very bearish. We are short already, so we're playing it, but we're going to certainly be cautious here that it doesn't get a new high, and then that will be another short setup for us. All right, that's what I want to show. We have a short setup here at the 50%. Short here looks weak right now. If the market is going to turn over like I think so today, then this should continue to break. And if we look at the traditional technical analysis, then you can see that we're barely holding on to this wedge that's forming right here. And you have these points, 2, 3, 4 points here, and some wiggle room for that point in here as well. So this is a critical area for Nividia, trying to lose it, but if it regains, it's going to be a fake break and could see higher prices before the rejection. All right, thanks for watching us here at Options Center. We'll see you in the next video.